Good day, everyone. Today, we are going to discuss the 7 principles of the universal design, one of the characteristics of an instructional tool that is effective in the classroom. And to know more, we have 4 resource speakers that will let us know what are those principles all about. Now, for speaker number 1, here is your leading question. What is the principle 1 and 2 all about, and what are some examples that will best suit in the classroom setting?
Principle 1, Equitable Use. The design is useful and marketable to people with diverse ability. It promotes the same means of use for all users, identical whenever possible, and equivalent when not. It avoids segregating and stigmatizing any users. Provision for privacy, security, safety are equally available to all users. Lastly, the design is appealing to all users. Equitable user is the first principle because it is the driver for accessibility. The principle promotes you to think about users with different abilities. When you use this principle, you must consider all users instead of only the target users. When you design for all users, you will also improve the experiences for your target users and increase the brand value of your company. This is the example of equitable use. A principle is that we should design environment that will provide social justice by being equitable and usable by people of all abilities so that they can enjoy their right to use. The second principle is flexibility in use. The design is accommodate a wide range of individual preferences and abilities. It provides choice in method of use. It accommodates right or left-handed access and use. It facilitates the user's accuracy and precision. Lastly, it provides adaptability to user space. No one person is the same as another. A static and inflexible design will never be able to accommodate all users. The flexibility in use principle encourages flexible and adaptable design. It takes into account individual preferences and let the users choose how they will use a product. When you provide choices for your users, they will feel more free and more in control of their experience on your website. This is the example of flexibility in use. Flexibility in use design allows for people of different preferences to use different things. It especially is great for right-handed or left-handed in using different products.
In addition, we can see that both equitable use and flexibility in use are essential principles in the universal design framework. They emphasize the importance of creating exclusive and adaptable learning environments that cater to the diverse needs and abilities of all students. Now, for speaker number 2, here is your leading question. What is the principle number 3 and 4 all about, and what are those examples that will best suit in the classroom setting?
Hello everyone, I am Justine Marie Torres, the speaker number 2, and today I will be discussing the principle 3 and 4 of the universal design. So let's start with the principle 3, also known as simple and intuitive use, which focuses on ensuring that the design is easy to understand and use for all users, regardless of their experience, knowledge, language, skills, or current concentration level. So this principle is particularly important for users with disabilities, as they may have difficulty understanding complex instructions or navigating unfamiliar interfaces. So by following the guidelines, designers can create designs that are accessible and easy to use for all users. So first is to eliminate unnecessary complexity. So by eliminating unnecessary complexity, designers can create designs that are easier to understand and use, reducing the likelihood of errors and increasing user satisfaction. So to eliminate unnecessary complexity, designers should use clear and concise language, use familiar and predictable interactions, use consistent design and layout, use simple and intuitive interfaces, provide clear and concise instructions, provide context-sensitive help, and provide error messages and ways to correct errors. So by following these guidelines, designers can create designs that are simple and intuitive to use. So this guideline is important for ensuring that users can understand and use the design without needing to learn new skills or having rely on extensive instructions. Next is to be consistent with user expectations and intuition. Being consistent with user expectations and intuition is crucial in design for several reasons, all of which contribute to creating a more user-friendly and accessible experience. So, the main reason why consistency is important is that consistent design patterns and interactions make it easier for users to learn and use a system. When users encounter familiar elements or behaviors across different parts of an interface or various applications, they can leverage their existing knowledge to navigate new features or environments more efficiently. So, being consistent with user expectations and intuition is a fundamental principle in design because it simplifies the user experience, promotes efficiency, and fosters user confidence. It's a key aspect of creating designs that are accessible and enjoyable for a broad range of users. Next is accommodate a wide range of literacy and language skills. So it is an important aspect of universal design that promotes inclusivity and accessibility. So here are several reasons why it's crucial to design with diverse literacy and language abilities in mind. First is people having varying levels of literacy and language proficiency due to factors such as educational background, cultural differences, and language preferences. So designing with a wide range of literacy and language skills in mind ensures that the product or content is accessible to a more diverse user base. So, accommodating a wide range of literacy and language skills is a fundamental aspect of universal design, contributing to inclusivity, accessibility, and a positive user experience for individuals with diverse linguistic backgrounds and abilities. Next is arrange information consistent with its importance. So this principle emphasizes organizing information in a way that highlights the relative importance of different elements. By doing so, designers can help users understand and prioritize the information presented to them, regardless of their experience, knowledge, language skills, or concentration level. This guideline is essential for the following reasons. By arranging information based on its importance, user can more easily grasp the key points and make informed decisions. It helps user focus on the most critical elements, especially beneficial when dealing with complex or extensive information. And it supports users with diverse needs, including those with cognitive or attention-related challenges, by presenting information in a clear and prioritized manner. By following this guideline, designers can create interfaces and communication materials that effectively convey information to all users, regardless of their individual circumstances. This approach is a core aspect of inclusive and user-centered design. Provide effective prompting and feedback during and after task completion. So, it is essential to ensure that the design is simple and intuitive to use for all users. This practice helps users understand how to interact with the design and provides them with the necessary support to complete tasks successfully. Prompting and feedback can help users correct errors and understand how to improve their interactions with the design. By providing effective prompting and feedback, users can feel more confident in their ability to use the design, leading to a more positive user experience. Okay, next let's talk about the principle 4, which is perceptible information. So, this principle emphasizes the effective communication of necessary information to the user, regardless of ambient conditions or the user's sensory abilities. This principle is essential for ensuring that all users can perceive and understand the information presented to them, contributing to a more inclusive and accessible design. So, the first guideline is using different modes like pictorial, verbal, or tactile for redundant presentation of essential information. It is important in universal design to ensure that information is effectively communicated to all users, regardless of their sensory abilities or conditions in which they interact with the design. This redundancy in presentation helps to cater to diverse user needs, such as those with visual or auditory impairments, by providing the same information through multiple sensory channels. By doing so, the design becomes more inclusive and accessible, allowing a wider range of users to perceive and understand the essential information presented to them. Next is providing adequate contrast between essential information and its surroundings. It is an essential in universal design to ensure that users can perceive and understand the information presented to them. So, contrast helps users with the visual impairments to differentiate between essential information and its surroundings, making it easier for them to perceive and understand the information presented. By following this guideline, designers can create environments, products, and communications that effectively convey information to users, regardless of their sensory abilities or the conditions in which they interact with the design. This approach is fundamental to the overarching goal of universal design, which is to make the designed world more inclusive and accessible to everyone. Next is to maximize legibility of essential information. It is crucial in design for several reasons, primarily related to accessibility, user experience, and effective communication. So, legibility is essential because it is a fundamental aspect of accessibility, ensuring that text and essential information are easily readable benefits individuals with visual impairments, low vision, or other print disabilities. Clear and legible text enables a more inclusive, user experience. And also, legible text contributes to the clarity and understanding of information. Users can quickly and accurately comprehend the content, reducing the likelihood of misunderstandings or misinterpretations. Maximizing the legibility of essential information is foundational to creating accessible, user-friendly designs that support effective communication and a positive user experience across diverse audiences and contexts. Next is to differentiate elements in ways that can be described or make it easy to give instructions or directions. It is important for effective communication and user guidance because when elements within a design are clearly distinguishable, it becomes easier for people to give instructions or directions, whether verbally, in written form, or through assistive technologies. So, differentiation is valuable for providing instructions or directions because clear differentiation helps in providing clear and unambiguous instructions. When elements are distinguishable, it becomes easier to reference specific components or areas, reducing the risk of confusion in communication. And also, differentiated elements facilitate efficient navigation. When giving directions, users can be directed to the specific features or locations within a design, and the clarity of these elements aids in quick and accurate navigation. Differentiating elements in a ways that facilitate easy communication of instructions or directions is essential for clarity, navigation, accessibility, and overall user experience. It ensures that users can follow guidance effectively, whether provided through spoken words, written instructions, or assistive technologies. Next is to provide compatibility with a variety of techniques or devices used by people with sensory limitations. This approach ensures that individuals with diverse sensory abilities can access and interact with the digital products, environments, or content. Compatibility promotes accessibility by allowing individuals with sensory limitations such as visual or auditory impairments to use assistive technologies, screen readers, magnification tools, braille displays, and other devices assist users with different sensory needs in accessing digital content. Because there are people with sensory limitations may have different preferences regarding the tools or techniques they use. Providing compatibility with various options, designers allow users to choose the method that best suits their needs and preferences. So, providing compatibility in a variety of techniques or devices used by people with sensory limitations is essential for creating inclusive, accessible designs that cater to the diverse needs and preferences of users with different sensory abilities.
Thank you, speaker number 2. Now, in addition, the principle number 3 focuses on designing product and environments that are easy to understand and use, regardless of a person's experiences, knowledge, language, skills, and concentration level. While principle number 4 focuses on designing products and environments that present information effectively to users regardless of their sensory abilities. Now let's proceed to our speaker number 3, and here is your leading question. What are principle number 4 and 5 all about, and what are their examples, especially in the classroom setting?
Principle 5. Tolerance for error. The design minimizes hazard and the adverse consequences of accidental or unintentional actions. The tolerance for error principle emphasizes the importance of designing environment and product in a way that reduces the likelihood and impact of mistakes. This is particularly crucial in educational settings where learners may have diverse needs and abilities. Principle: there are four guidelines. First is a range element to minimize hazard and errors. Second, provide warnings of hazard and errors. Third, provide fail-safe features. And lastly, discourage unconscious action in tasks that requires vigilance. First, guidelines. Arrange element to minimize hazard and errors. For example, in a classroom setting, arrange furnitures and learning materials to minimize tripping hazard and ensure easy access for all students, reducing the risk of accident. Second guideline, provide warning of hazard and errors. For example, use a clear signages or auditory alert in our learning environment to warn students of potential hazard such as wet floors or areas under constructions. Third guideline, which is provide fail-safe features. For example, develop educational software with features that automatically save progress, allowing students to recover their work in case of accidental closure or system failure. And lastly, the last guideline, which is discourage unconscious action in tasks that requires vigilance. For example, when designing online assessment, implement confirmation prompts for critical actions such as submitting an exam to prevent students from unintentionally making irreversible decisions. Principle 6. Low physical effort. This design can be used efficiently and comfortably and with a minimum of fatigue. This principle aims to ensure that the design of a product or environment allows users to interact with it efficiently and comfortably, minimizing physical fatigue. So, in this principle, there are also four guidelines, which are maintain a neutral body position, use reasonable operating forces, minimize repetitive actions, and minimize sustained physical effort. So the first one is maintain a neutral body position. Design should enable users to maintain a neutral body position during interaction. For example, in a classroom, chairs and desks should be adjustable to accommodate different body sizes, allowing students to maintain a comfortable and neutral posture during lessons. The second one is use unreasonable operating forces. The design should require reasonable forces or effort to operate, avoiding excessive strain. For example, classroom doors should be easy to open with handles or levers that requires minimal force, ensuring that teacher and student can enter and exit without exerting unnecessary physical effort. The third one is minimize repetitive action. Reducing repetitive movements helps prevent fatigue and strain on the body. For example, when using interactive whiteboards for teaching, ensuring that controls are placed in a way that minimizes repetitive reaching and tapping, promoting a more comfortable teaching experience. And lastly, minimize sustained physical effort. Design should minimize the need for prolonged physical effort, promoting ease of use. For example, teachers should have ergonomic furnitures in classroom, such as adjustable podiums to avoid sustained physical effort during lectures, ensuring a more comfortable teaching experience. So, by incorporating these principles and guidelines, into this design of educational space and tools, we can create environments that are accessible and inclusive for both educators and students. The goal is to make teaching and learning experiences more comfortable, efficient, and enjoyable for everyone, regardless of their physical abilities or limitations.
Thank you, speaker number 3. So, we see that principle number 5 focuses on designing product and environments that minimize the likelihood and impact of errors. It recognizes that errors are a natural part of human behavior and aims to create design that are forgiving and allow users to recover from mistakes easily. And principle number 6 focuses on designing product and environment that requires minimal physical efforts to use. It aims to reduce physical strain and fatigue, making interactions comfortable and efficient for all users. Now, for our uh, last speaker, here is your leading question. What is the principle number 7 all about, and what are its example in a classroom setting?
So the principle of size and space for approach and use and universal design emphasizes the importance of providing appropriate size and space for individuals to access and use elements regardless of their body size, postures, or mobility. So here are some guidelines to follow. So first, clear line of sight. So ensure that important elements are visible to both seated and standing users. This can be achieved by arranging the layout in a way that avoids obstructions and provide a clear view of key information or objects. Next is comfortable reach. So make sure that all components such as buttons, switches, or controls are within comfortable reach for both seated and standing users. So consider variation in hand size and grip strength to accommodate a diverse range of users. So the last one is assistive device space. So provide adequate space for individuals who use assistive devices or require personal assistance. So this can include wheelchair accessibility, adjustable height options, or designated areas for support devices. So in the context of education, the principles of universal design learning are also relevant. So UDL focuses on providing multiple means of representation and action or expression to cater to diverse learning needs. So here are some principles of UDL or Universal Design Learning. Principle 1, provide multiple means of representation. So present information and content in different ways to accommodate different learning styles. So this can include using visual aids, audio recordings, or interactive materials to engage students and enhance understanding. Principle 2, provide multiple means of action and expression. So differentiate the ways that students can express what they know and engage with the learning material. This can involve offering options for assignments, projects, or assessments to allow students to showcase their knowledge and skills in various ways. So to ensure effective multimedia presentation, consider the following tips. First, font readability. Use fonts that are easy to read. Avoid overly decorative or complex styles. Stick to no more than 2 types of fonts to maintain consistency and clarity. Second is slide simplicity. Avoid overcrowding slides with too many bullets or excessive text. So keep the content concise and focused to maintain audience engagement. Third is multimedia elements. So incorporate interesting images or visuals that support the presentation topic. So use multimedia elements such as videos
or audio clips to enhance understanding and engagement, and also ensure that the images are appropriate for the audience age and experience level. And the last one is avoid distraction. So be mindful of multimedia elements that may be distracting. So they should complement the content without overshadowing attention from the main message. So when reviewing and reporting on multimedia presentations, organize your report by highlighting the best features first, followed by the points for improvement. So this allows for constructive discussion and provides a clear structure for feedback. Next is ensuring content relevance. Emphasize the importance of aligning the content with the audience needs and interests. This can be achieved by conducting audience analysis and tailoring the presentation accordingly. And the last one is practicing effective delivery. Highlight the significance of practicing the delivery of the presentation to ensure a confident and engaging presentation style. Encourage the use of appropriate gestures, tone of voice, and eye contact. Remember, the goal is to create multimedia presentation that are inclusive, engaging, and effectively convey the intended message to a diverse audience. And that's conclude my report.
Thank you so much, speaker number 4. Now we see that Principle 7 focuses on designing product and environments that provide appropriate size and space for individuals to approach, reach, manipulate, and use elements. It recognizes that people have different body sizes, posture, and mobility levels and aims to create inclusive design that accommodate these variations. And that concludes our report. In conclusion, incorporating the principles of universal design is various contexts such as education, architecture, and product design can have a profound impact on creating a more inclusive and accessible society by considering the diverse needs of individual from the outset. We can ensure that everyone can fully participate and engage in various aspects of life. Good day, everyone, and that would be all. Thank you.